Bitcoin with a big move down on Friday, subsequently leading to a low volume rally over the weekend, although not such low volume. Welcome to Altcoin Buzz Trading. I'm Randy. Today we're going to talk about BTC essentially and our two hot tokens of the day. Stay tuned for that. And let's take a look at these charts. So, left you on Friday before BTC actually tanked, talking about, kind of how leery the market is right now, waiting to see if we're going to bounce back or roll over. Well, we definitely rolled over BTC with a large correction on Saturday. Boom, right there. Actually, hold on. Monday, Sunday, Saturday, Friday. Okay, I don't remember what the hell I talked about on Friday. But it wasn't about going higher, I'll tell you that. We were kind of at resistance, but I really don't remember what I said. You guys will have to remind me. I don't go back and watch these videos. I just take the market day by day. But anyway, so I know we weren't talking super bullish. We definitely had a rollover late day Friday, subsequently bounced, and a weak bounce here, weak consolidation into Saturday, big drop on Saturday, which is unusual. Most Saturdays are rather timid, but they took the opportunity to drop the market. That drop in the market put the market into a correction via my follow 3-day system, and also sliced us through the 50-day moving average here in purple, sliced us through this trend line. So this trend is essentially dead at this point. So what does that mean? What does it mean that the trend is dead? Well, it means that the uptrend, the expectancy for the near future for us to go past the $73,000 level very likely has expired. They had opportunities up here over the past month, and they failed to take advantage of those opportunities. The bears came in, sold off too many coins, and rolled us over. So what we're in now is basically a low volume rally. So once you've broken a trend to the downside, there's usually a snapback, very similar to a breakout when it retests. Okay, very similar situation. So we snap back, we test what we just broke through, and right now Bitcoin's doing that to this area here, this big large downtrend here on the 2-hour time frame. That is being tested. So we're moving up into it slowly and on lower volume. Although the volume really isn't that low, it's actually pretty decent, actually, but we'll wait and see what the market's going to do. You don't want to say, oh, it's decent volume, I'm going to jump back in. That is a fool's errand. That's short-term, short-sighted behavior. We don't want to do that. We want to wait and see what happens. So you got a breakdown point here at about the 67,287, give or take, and the high prior to that, 69,917. What I just told you about the breakdown point and about the prior high, use that on every token that you want to trade. Okay, if you're close to this breakdown point, you want to try to break that prior high before you even think about getting long. Otherwise, that prior high is your stop loss for a short. Okay, that's what these setups entail. Every time you see these, statistically, a much better short setup than a long setup. And the fact the market is now in a correction, rolling over, has broken the 50-day and broken the trend line, implies that quite a bit of time is very likely needed before we get bullish again. Okay, doesn't mean that we can't go sideways for some time, wear off this corrective behavior, and then curl up. That can absolutely happen, and that's hopefully a likely scenario. A larger move down. Now I do have a large downline on my chart here. One of my friends Cheyenne here mentioned this symmetrical triangle and measured break to the downside, which has already begun, with a target down here of about 55,000. So that is a potential as well. And if you get down to 55,000, you don't have a lot going on here, but you do have recent support. 52,613 here, measured move in a triangle. These are pretty good moves to take. But your support's a little bit lower. So if we do take another step lower, we're definitely probably going to visit these low $50,000 ranges. Past that, we'll have to see what the market looks like. Like I say in my other videos, one leg at a time with the market cycle in mind. Right now, the leg is down. The market cycle has just flipped. Okay, we were bullish, broke the triangle, broke the 50-day, broke the correction, moved into a correction via my follow 3-day system, broke the withstanding trend line. That's multiple factors telling us we're moving in the opposite direction, or at least not continuing up. Either one of those is the same thing. So with that in mind, let's take a look at our leading tokens today. So render and the graph. So again, keep in mind, a lot of things have rolled over here. These moving averages here do kind of mean something. They're not completely empty vessels, but they're not concrete either. Okay, they do get moved through. You can see here, rolled through a couple of the moving averages, bounced dramatically. But now we've rolled over, try to come back. The graph is doing pretty good here though. Nice bottoming candle there, nice bottoming candle there. A big rally up today. Again, this is leading in the top 50. tokens in terms of the rally is really what this is doing. And we talked about the breakdown points, which is right here and up here. We're just above the breakdown point for this one. The question is, do you want to put a bunch of money at risk right now? If you were to draw a trend line across this, I try to hit that point, loosely hitting that point. You can see we're fighting with this trend line. So we've come back up to resistance very quickly. Um, if it's going to blast through resistance, you want to see elevated volume here. I'm not advocating this for a trade necessarily, but just behaviors for you to notice and to see. Price action is really the best bellwether is any kind of indicator. So you want to apply those tenets. We want to see good action. Conversely to that, if you do see this line broken, this uptrend is completely done, and we're likely to roll back over and test either the closes or the lows down here at the 705 or even lower than that. And then the graph over here, big beautiful snapback, but again on low volume. Your volume on the 2-hour time frame here is low sloping. Okay, so that implies that there's not a lot of buying pressure. The sellers have just kind of gone away. The buyers have come in, and they'll eventually run out of momentum. That's usually how this works. They'll run out of momentum and roll over. So you have a breakdown point here, which has been broken, the prior high here, which has been broken, but this much larger breakdown point here, which is much higher at the 30 cent level. And you can see on the daily time frame, if it gets to that level, it's much ado about nothing. So most of these snapbacks are just that. They're snapbacks. You don't want to take them as long trades, especially at this level. If you want to gamble lower, that's fine. But when you're this high in the snapback, it's usually detrimental to accounts to be longing at this level. So, all right, guys, that's all I got for you. We'll see what the market shows tomorrow, but the market definitely broke its trend, changed behavior over the weekend, and I think that is to be respected. You don't need to buy every dip. Sometimes there's another dip to come. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow on Altcoin Buzz Trading.